Well, happy Saturday and welcome into a fresh new hour of CBS Sports HQ. I'm Jordan Giorgio. We begin today with the countdown. We have almost made it, folks. 5 weeks away until the start of the college football season. Let's go. Which teams will live up to expectations? Who will fall short? And who may surprise us? For the answer, let's go ahead and welcome in our own Emory Hunt for more. Emory, it is so great to see you this morning. Let's go ahead and go through 5 teams that really could shock us this upcoming college football season, and we begin in the ACC.
How about Georgia Tech? I've been on this Georgia Tech train more so than the little yellow jacket riding the 1920s Dick Tracy car out there, right? So for me, it's about Haynes King. I think he's the best quarterback in the ACC. He's battle-tested. Brent Key has done a phenomenal job in getting this team to believe that they can win. We saw them last year go toe-to-toe with a lot of big teams on their schedule. They should have beaten Georgia. They did knock off Miami. I think with the amount of starters they have returning, along with Haynes King and the way they were able to attack last season, this team, along with the schedule, sets up perfectly for them to get to the ACC title game, perhaps win it. I think Georgia Tech surprises a lot of people this season.
Okay, you think Haynes King is a better quarterback than Cade Klubnik in the ACC?
Give me the quarterback that's not afraid of pressure, and that's pressure of the defense, pressure of the situation, pressure of the moment. Not saying Cade Klubnik, what he put together the last 3 games and also into the postseason wasn't impressive. That's why I've turned the tide a little bit against Klubnik and saying, hey, this guy actually has it. But King was showing this week in, week out, time in, time again. So that's why I have King ahead of Klubnik.
I appreciate the explanation. I understand where your head is at. I do think it may change, though, a few weeks into the season to see how much of a step up Cade Klubnik can take this upcoming season. So we'll wait and see. We're going to revisit this conversation, Emory Hunt. How about it? That program on an upswing, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. Their win total, by the way, set at 7.5 this upcoming season. All right, let's go ahead and keep it moving forward here. Your team in the Big 12.
Texas Tech, and listen, there's been a lot of buzz about Texas Tech this offseason, and justifiably so. Baron Morton is a phenomenal quarterback, and I think because he's an experienced veteran behind what looks to be a very improved offensive line, and their defensive line looks tremendous. The entire defensive side of the football, in my opinion, looks tremendous. David Bailey, the transfer from Stanford, this is what I look for in defensive edge rusher prospects. This is the most important thing. This dude is out there with no gloves, no wrist tape, nothing, right? He's just out there, just equipment on, ready to go. So they get a tremendous pass rusher, and they have a quarterback that is going to be behind a very good offensive line, and there's a lot of experience on both sides of the ball. So for me, when you're strong at the point of attack, and we hadn't really been able to say this about Texas Tech in quite some time, this team will shock a lot of people in the Big 12.
I hope so. They're throwing a lot of money at this team, so I sure do hope so. Let's keep it rolling here. The biggest team to surprise you in the Big 10 this upcoming season.
Listen, the Big 10 football has always been about who can run the football, who can play defense, and now we've gotten to the Ohio States of the world where it's spreading the field, so much speed. But listen, Iowa has played the same way since Chuck Long back in '85, right? It's been run game, defense, great special teams. The problem has been there's no more Chuck Longs out there for them. There's not even any more Brad Banks out there for them, so they've been struggling at quarterback. Shout out to Ricky Stanzi, too, by the way, who I was a big fan of. But they need a quarterback, and they got one in Mark Gronowski, who has an accomplished career coming from South Dakota State, where he has won national championships. He's a very good athlete. He provides the accuracy that you want at the intermediate level of the field. So he will provide competent quarterback play for Iowa, and that in and of itself will take a perennial 8-4 team and probably push them into double-digit win category. So keep an eye on the Hawkeyes this season because of Mark Gronowski.
I'm rooting for this. They are overdue for a breakthrough and getting to the postseason, so we'll wait and see if this is the year. Let's go ahead and get your team from the SEC.
I had to cheat here. I put 2 teams here in the SEC, but we'll start in alphabetical order, right? Arkansas. You know this, Jordan. I've been a big Arkansas fan this upcoming season because of Taylor Green, his second year working with Bobby Petrino. The last time we saw something like that, it was Lamar Jackson, and he won the Heisman. Now, Green is a dark horse to win this Heisman. He looks like a baby Randall Cunningham out there, how he runs, how he throws. And when you look at the offensive and defensive line of Arkansas, I think because they've gotten better up front along the offensive side of football, along with a transfer running back in Mike Washington to go along with Braylon Russell, who they have. So they have beef in the backfield. And on defense, that defensive line looks exactly like how you would expect Razorbacks to look. So when you combine that along with a quarterback that can do it well on both ends of offense, that's going to take a significant step forward. Arkansas is a team to keep an eye on. And the second team, again, in alphabetical order, Vanderbilt. Diego Pavia is America's quarterback. He has talked a big game, but he's backed it up. He shut me up on national TV here on this network when I told everyone that they weren't going to beat Virginia Tech. He went out there and they stumped a mud hole in Virginia Tech. And they have 9 returning starters on defense. And the most important part is this team now believes that they can win ball games. Eli Stowers is an outstanding tight end, probably the best tight end in the country. So you have all of these returning starters coming back, a team that went 7-6, a quarterback that believes. I think this team is going to make a lot more noise in 2025.
Okay, how much more noise? Because I agree with you. Pavia is the people's quarterback. I absolutely love him. I think we're all optimistic, but they have a tough schedule. Just looking at it here, obviously in this SEC, this would be definitely a surprise, but how much better are they going to be? Because right now their win total set at 4.5, but take a look at this schedule, Emory.
Listen, the last time they beat Bama, we saw them do it last year, but before that, Hawaii and Alaska wasn't even states. So, you know, the fact that they got Bama off and they almost took it to Texas too. So they played a lot of close games. Now, I know close games can go either way. We saw them beat Virginia Tech last year, like I mentioned. I think this team can win 8 or 9 games, and that will mean them upsetting a Tennessee, upsetting a Bama again. That would be chaotic if they upset Bama once again. LSU got to be on watch. Missouri was a close game as well, too. So for me, this team, because of what they did last year and now having the belief that they can go toe-to-toe with these teams within their own conference, they're not an afterthought. You got to look out for Vanderbilt.
I would love to see it. Some tough road games as well. I didn't realize that a lot of those tough opponents are on the road this year for Vanderbilt. Last but certainly not least, your team to shock us really this season outside of the Power 5. Who you got?
How about Hawaii? Remember Timmy Chang, how great of a quarterback he was out there throwing the football, and now he's going into his 4th season. This is his best team out there for the Rainbow Warriors. And what I love most about this football team, the 9 starters on defense. So defensively, they're going to be a lot better. Along the offensive line, they look a lot more stout, which you would expect coming from a Hawaii football team. So when you look at the offensive line, the defensive line, their top 2 running backs returned, their top 2 pass catchers returned, and quarterback Micah Elahado did a great job in spot duty last year, 70% completion percentage, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. So he's going to be a redshirt freshman coming into this year, but he got a little bit of chance to play last season behind a very stable offensive line, a defense that can get off the field. We may see Hawaii go from afterthought to bowl game this season under Timmy Chang.
All right, Hawaii, we'll look forward to that. They begin their season against Stanford. And it'll be here before you know it. I cannot wait. Emory Hunt, always great to see you here on CBS Sports HQ. You can get some more college football talk to hold you over until the start of the 2025 season on 24/7 Sports. They have you covered with the recruiting rankings, wall-to-wall team coverage, and of course, all of the transfer portal updates.